All right. As he said, my name is David Nelson. I'd like to thank you all initially for having me here. Thank you all very much, judges. Appreciate the opportunity. I'd like to start by painting a picture and followed by asking you all if you can think of anything more sexy than this. Can you think of anything more sexy or desirable than walking around a shopping mall, pushing a big clunky medical walker with tennis balls for wheels and a big basket in the front? Chances are you probably can't, because so far no one's been able to. Make sure I'm pushing the right button here. Actually, none of the buttons work, so I'm just going to use the arrow. There we go, thanks. These are medical walkers. This is a design that has not changed drastically since World War II. That's a problem, because the people that use medical walkers have changed since World War II. By 2030, over 20% of the US population is going to be over 65 years old. And the number of doctor-prescribed medical walker prescriptions is going up drastically. That's because people need them for mobility. But if you don't feel good about using one of these, then no one's going to use it. Edward Wood, the co-inventor of this walker, was initially inspired to create this idea because of his grandmother, who had Parkinson's disease and had a very difficult time with her walker. She hated the way it looked, hated the way it made her feel. And so that inspired us to create something different, create something that people are not only enjoy using, or not only is safe and functional for them, but also something that's aesthetically pleasing and something that they actually use. Only with use can a device such as this actually be beneficial. So again, I mentioned the rising population of elders using these kinds of walkers. The baby boomers are definitely different than their parents, or different than the people before them, than their parents before them, and so they're going to be looking for something a little bit different in their walkers. This is the red walker. You're probably thinking, wait, it's green. Yeah, no, that's just the artistic rendering of it. But the red walker itself probably looks a little bit different than some of the other images you saw. It has some specific design features which were arrived at based on some extensive market research. As I mentioned, this is a project that we've been working on for 4 years now, and we've done a lot of work into it, put a lot of work into it to figure out what people actually want and what people would enjoy using in the future. I just want to go through a few slides of some of the design phases that we went through. We got some professionals in the Boston area to do some artistic renderings and use some inspirations from other innovative devices to come up with the walker design. Some early stage sketches that we have, other artistic renderings. And we realized that we can't just do this because we think it's a good idea. We need to make sure that it's backed by research and backed by what people actually want. And so that's why I mentioned we put a lot of time and effort into doing focus groups and doing product use testing. We did over 3 prototypes in our time to figure out what are some of the attributes that people want the most. We also looked at the environment of Medicare. Doing questionnaires, as I mentioned, we figured out what people want. We have this innovative brake housing, which is something that people really seem to like because they don't get tripped up over a lot of the cords you see on the right there. And it has a folding mechanism as well. And we even have a patent pending. And so, how are we going to sell a great idea like this? We know that as medical students, it's not our value chain, it's not our competitive advantage to go head-to-head with some of the largest companies. So our strategy is to partner with a medical manufacturing company, which we've started to make contacts with in the last year and a half, and actually figure out who we can bring together to make sure this happens. By bringing together a manufacturer of durable medical equipment, we can focus on what they do best and focus on their value stream, and then we can sell it using other avenues. And so that's the whole idea behind this joint venture. Again, David Nelson, that's me on the right, and Edward Wood on the left, both medical students. I'm currently getting my MBA. We believe in the strength of our team, and we believe in the fact that we are going to have some great backgrounds to go further in this. Just a brief timeline. I want to point out where we are right here. Currently at the phase where we're making our pre-production model and ready to move forward with licensing and manufacturing. And I thank you very much for your time, and I hope you've enjoyed the presentation.